Hello everyone, and welcome to UFO Evidence. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most compelling and controversial topics out there, military encounters with UFOs, or as they're now officially called, Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, UAPs. For decades, stories from military pilots, radar operators, and intelligence officers have leaked out, telling tales of objects that defy our understanding of physics and aerodynamics. But in recent years, this has gone from fringe conspiracy to mainstream news, with governments around the world finally admitting that yes, there's something in our skies and we don't know what it is. Let's start with what really blew the lid off this whole thing. The 2017 New York Times article. It was a bombshell. The article revealed the existence of a secret Pentagon program called the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, or AATIP, and along with it, they released 3 declassified videos captured by US Navy fighter jets. These weren't grainy, shaky cam footage from someone's backyard. This was high-resolution, forward-looking infrared or FLIR footage from some of the most advanced military aircraft on the planet. The videos, nicknamed FLIR 1, Gimbal, and Go Fast, showed objects performing maneuvers that are simply impossible for any known aircraft. In the FLIR 1 video, famously known as the Tic Tac incident from 2004, multiple pilots from the USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group encountered a smooth, white, oblong object, about 40 feet long, with no visible wings, rotors, or propulsion system. It moved erratically, hovering in place before accelerating to hypersonic speeds in an instant. Commander David Fravor, a decorated FA-18 pilot, was one of the key witnesses. He described it as moving in ways he couldn't explain, defying the laws of physics. It would drop from 80,000 feet to just above the sea in a matter of seconds. When he tried to intercept it, the object mirrored his movements and then vanished. Moments later, it was detected by radar 60 miles away. Then there's the Gimbal video from 2015 where you can hear the pilot's baffled reactions. An object is seen rotating against the wind with one pilot exclaiming, "Look at that thing, dude, it's rotating!" The object appears to be a flying, saucer-like shape, and the pilots are audibly struggling to comprehend what they're seeing. The Go Fast video, also from 2015, shows a small, fast-moving object zipping just above the surface of the water, and the pilots are again amazed by its incredible speed. The release of these videos and the official confirmation from the Pentagon changed everything. It legitimized the conversation. These weren't just UFO nuts anymore. These were credible, highly trained military personnel, backed by radar data and video evidence. And the sightings didn't stop. In fact, reports seemed to increase, or at least the reporting of them did. Pilots felt more empowered to come forward without fear of ridicule or damage to their careers. This led to the landmark 2021 report from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. The US government released a preliminary assessment on UAPs, a document that many in the UFO community had been waiting for their entire lives. The report analyzed 144 incidents reported by military personnel between 2004 and 2021. The conclusion? They could only explain one of them, which they identified as a large deflating balloon. For the other 143, they had no explanation. The report stated that these UAPs clearly pose a safety of flight issue and may pose a challenge to US national security. It also noted that the objects appeared to exhibit unusual flight characteristics. Some remained stationary in winds aloft, moved against the wind, maneuvered abruptly, or moved at considerable speed, without discernible means of propulsion. What makes these military reports so much more compelling than many civilian sightings? Several factors. First, the observers. We're talking about Top Gun pilots, individuals who spend thousands of hours in the sky and can identify virtually any known aircraft or natural phenomenon. When they say they saw something they can't explain, it carries immense weight. Second, the technology. These encounters are often corroborated by multiple independent systems: the pilot's own eyes, cockpit video, radar data from the aircraft, radar data from the ship, and sometimes even satellite data. This creates a chain of evidence that is incredibly difficult to dismiss. Let's look at another famous case, the 1976 Tehran UFO incident. In this event, two Iranian Air Force F-4 Phantom jets were scrambled to investigate a bright object over the capital city. As the first jet approached, its instrumentation and communications failed. The pilot broke off the intercept. The second F-4 approached and also experienced equipment failure when it prepared to fire a missile at the object. The pilots reported that the main object also appeared to release smaller glowing objects. This incident was documented in a declassified report from the US Defense Intelligence Agency, which called it an outstanding report where the credibility of the witnesses was high. And it's not just the United States. Military forces and governments from countries like Belgium, France, Brazil, Chile, and the United Kingdom have all declassified their own UFO files, revealing stunning encounters. The Belgian UFO wave from 1989 to 1990 involved thousands of witnesses, including police and military personnel, who saw large, silent, triangular craft. The Belgian Air Force scrambled F-16s on multiple occasions, and pilots managed to get radar locks on the objects, but the craft would accelerate and descend at speeds that were far beyond the capabilities of even the most advanced jets. So, what are the possible explanations? The 2021 Pentagon report grouped the UAPs into 5 potential categories: airborne clutter, like birds or balloons, natural atmospheric phenomena, US government or industry developmental programs, foreign adversary systems, and a final catch-all other category. This other category is where things get really interesting. Could it be secret US technology? It's possible, but highly unlikely for a few reasons. First, the reports go back decades, long before such advanced technology would have been feasible. Second, why would the military be testing its most secret technology against its own pilots, risking collisions and without informing them? And if it was a secret program, the 2021 report would likely have been a lot less ambiguous to avoid revealing classified information to adversaries. Could it be advanced technology from a rival nation like Russia or China? This is a major national security concern. The idea that another country could have developed technology so far beyond ours, silent, hypersonic craft with no visible propulsion, is frankly terrifying. However, most experts believe that if any nation had this kind of leap in technology, we would have seen evidence of it in other areas. It would be a game changer on a global scale, and keeping it completely secret would be nearly impossible. This leaves us with the most profound and tantalizing possibility, the other category. This is the category that allows for the hypothesis that these objects may be of extraterrestrial or non-human origin. When you have objects that can accelerate instantly, make 90-degree turns at hypersonic speeds, and move between the air and sea with ease, you're dealing with technology that seems to operate on a different set of physical principles than our own. Luis Elizondo, the former head of AATIP, has spoken about the 5 observables: anti-gravity lift, sudden and instantaneous acceleration, hypersonic velocities without signatures like sonic booms, low observability or cloaking, and trans-medium travel, meaning the ability to operate in space, in the air, and underwater. No known human technology possesses even one of these capabilities, let alone all 5. The conversation has now shifted from "are UFOs real?" to "what are they and what are their intentions?" The US Congress has held public and classified hearings on the topic. NASA has commissioned its own study. A new office, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or ARO, has been established within the Pentagon to systematically collect and analyze UAP reports. The stigma is slowly but surely disappearing, replaced by a serious, scientific, and national security-focused inquiry. But it's important to stay grounded. We still don't have the final answer. We have compelling evidence, credible witnesses, and official government acknowledgement, but we don't have a definitive smoking gun in the public domain, like a crashed craft or a clear, undeniable conversation with its occupants. What we have are puzzle pieces, tantalizing clues that suggest we may be on the verge of one of the most significant discoveries in human history. The evidence from military sources has forced us to confront the possibility that we are not alone, and that our understanding of the universe might be about to change forever. Thank you so much for joining us today on UFO Evidence. What do you think about these military encounters? Are they secret government tech, foreign drones, or something else entirely? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries. We'll see you in the next one.